Listen up, we've got a war zone here today, right in our heartland. And across the USA, these multinational bastards don't use tanks and guns, it's true. But they've declared a war on us, fight back, it's up to you. Oh, it's a war on the workers. War on the workers. Oh, it's a war on the workers. War on the workers. Oh, it's a war on the workers. And it's time we started calling the shots.
ATU is here at the Occupy rally on Wall Street. We're heading down to Wall Street. We have local 1700 Greyhound with us, 1056, 1179, 1181, and we are going to be rallying with 20,000 people, mostly a lot of unions and just a lot of citizens, and we're heading down there now. Thank you.
Kids don't go to college to flip burgers and give fries. You know, they come out for good, promising jobs, and they're not there now because the private sector's not producing any jobs for them. They're just keeping all the money for themselves. You know?
Are you waiting or expecting for a response of the government, or you think it's going to be like?
Well, we sure hope that they hear us pretty soon. I mean, you know, the election is going to be next year, and they better wake up. You know, everybody. I mean, there's a congressman in Florida wants to cut 30% of transportation across the United States. That would decimate even this city. $650 million. They wouldn't be able to operate here. A lot of lines and a lot of subways would be gone. You'd be starting to walk on your Tom McCanns, and you know, you'd be walking everywhere. You know.
But Obama can lose now the support of the union. That could be.
Well, you know what? He's got to step up. You know, he's been in the background, but he hasn't really stepped up. You know, and we've been supporting him all along. You know, now it's time for him to wake up, you know, got to get those other people on board so America can get back to work.
The reason why I'm here today protesting with the rest of the people that are down here in Lower Manhattan is because I'm American and I believe in the American system and I believe in free speech and I believe that America is a great country and that if we don't wake up, China's going to own us. So wake up, get your kids educated and get them protesting. Another reason why I'm here is I'm a former federal investigator who reported wrongdoing at her federal agency, and I'm still waiting to see the OIG report that the government conveniently lost on me. That's another reason why I'm here. I want people to know that the justice system does work, and I want people to know to come out here and protest. Woo-hoo. And protest, but do it in a peaceful way like Gandhi.
Thank you.
This is the greatest day we've had, and I can't remember when. It's really terrific to see everybody here. Fantastic crowd, and we know we represent the majority opinion in the United States, and you know, we're spreading it on.
We got sold out! We got sold out! ATU now! ATU!
Okay.
It's like you want to pay rent and have
Straight up and down. It just came around and just said, yeah, we could
ATU! ATU! On our way to Wall Street.
We got sold out! We got sold out! We got sold out! We got sold out!
Get up!
I've been here since the 7th, on and off since September 17th.
And where are you from?
I'm from New York.
New York, upstate?
I'm originally from White Plains. I live in the city now.
So you've been sleeping in a park here
For the most part, I'm a full-time student, so I go home some nights when I have class
really
early.
have it worse.
What?
You're getting that big debt when you get done with school and they give you no
Yeah,
jobs.
that's for sure. Yes.
Are they teaching this in school? Fries with that.
What was that?
Fries with that. What's the corporate America's not going to let you get anything of it.
Yeah, no. I am learning about this in school, actually.
No,
I have been learning about this in school, actually. Yes.
How you doing? And
I'm,
you are?
I'm Zoob.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Where you from?
I'm originally from Miami, but I'm a New Yorker now.
How long you been up here?
In this Liberty Square,
Yeah.
I just got here.
Oh,
maybe
just got here.
maybe like 30 minutes.
Ah, man, you're a
Yeah.
newcomer to this.
Yes, I am.
So why are you here personally?
Because I believe in the cause.
And the cause is?
That corporate America is rich off of the exploitation of the planet.
Why are you here in New York for this protest?
Well, I think we are out of balance in terms of what we're doing with the resources that we have. You know, we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on wars and foreign occupation, and meanwhile we're cutting services for people here at home. And economically, I think the everyday person in this country is really struggling to make ends meet. You know, I think the banks have too much power. Interest rates are just exorbitant, and they're unjust. I mean, when you have somebody trying to pay off a credit card that's like 18, 20, 30%, it's impossible. They're going to stay in debt for the rest of their lives. And, you know, meanwhile, when the banks get in trouble, the federal government gives them hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, but the average person on the street who's trying to survive and feed their family is struggling. Unions who are trying to help workers organize are like Sisyphus trying to push the boulder up the hill. The laws and the political system is really crushing the workers and everyday people who are trying to survive. So I think we got to equalize the power balance. We have to, you know, have the banks play by the same rules that everybody else plays by. We have to lower those interest rates, and we have to empower the unions to allow them to organize and protect the rights of the workers.
We said it in the 60s, we said it a little shorter, like power to the people. It's no longer power to the people. We're being held ransom, basically, and they're holding on to money tight. We can't borrow money. Even though we bailed them out, they're still holding tight, and basically that's a ransom. If you don't free up money, you can't work, and everybody's blaming the government, and instead of coming right here and doing what these people are doing, putting the blame where it belongs and trying to do something about it. I'm really proud of these young folks.
They're taking a page out of history back in the 60s.
They really are. They really.
I had to be in the 60s, but you know,
they're a little less noisy, but they're
not as militant. Not as militant as back then. You know?
Yeah, that was militant. That's true. Well, it's nice to see you guys, and I hope you guys
Listen,
survive.
I know I work hard, 40, 50 hours a week, and I'm struggling. I got to do college. And
I don't know how
trying to get
anybody
a PhD, and it's like, you know, it's a struggle for her. She's doing waitressing and bartending, and you know, I can't afford the $200,000 she's in debt. You know,
I just don't get it, you know. And it really is true that that the concentrated money is in a very small percent. It keeps getting wider and wider. And soon it'll be like Bombay. You know, it'll be like.
It's like our Constitution.
Very poor and they're very rich.
It's like our Constitution has changed. We the people. It's now we the corporations.
Exactly.
You know, it's.
Corporations.
Greg, did you come on the march from Foley Square?
Yes.
Good.
Yep, we were up there. Yes. Why are you here today?
I'm here because the people aren't being spoken for by anyone, and so we need to speak for ourselves at some point. Somebody has to. That's why I'm
pretty
here.
much our Constitution has changed from we the people to we the corporation will tell you what to do.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Are you in support of unions?
Absolutely. I'm not. I'm a special ed teacher, and it's a private school, and we don't have a union. But
you're the cause of the financial meltdown. You know that, right? Being a teacher, of course, you make too much money. Isn't that what they're telling you?
Every time.
Meanwhile,
I
if
get
you
my
look up
paycheck-
there, that guy up there probably got about $1.2 million in bonuses last year. While you're struggling to make $50,000.
That's true.
Too much if 50% of his salary is going to rent.
I'm here because I'm a member of the New York City Labor Chorus, and this is a labor organized march. My comrades are around somewhere, and we firmly believe in the tenets of this occupation and this march, that The banks got a bailout, but we got sold out.
So you think this is a little ripple effect from Wisconsin?
Well, Wisconsin is certainly a part of this larger movement. I mean, it's a thing that needs to go on all over the country, and it is going on all over the country, as I heard on the news today. So I think that people really need to understand what the corporations and the Wall Street people have done in collecting all the money for themselves and making it so that no one can buy anything and everyone's lost their house. And so how is the United States going to exist? They don't think. They haven't.
So you think our representatives in Washington aren't listening to constituents, they listen to corporations?
The representatives in Washington are totally bought out by the corporations, totally.
In your experience, have you ever had to call your congressman and demand something or
Sure.
ask them to do something?
Absolutely.
And the response? I'll get back to you?
Pretty much.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. Why are you here today?
Hi, I'm FrankCraven.com. You can go to my website. I have a public access show too, and I did this painting last year called The American Dream Based on a Nightmare, where basically we have eco-friendly energy solutions versus fossil fuel pollutants in a war-based economy, and that's the problem, that we're bombing Iraq instead of praying for Iraq, and it's very distressing.
Have you been here
No,
every day?
No, I'm in New York. I come and go, you know. I got my life to lead, but I really support the fact that people are camping out. It reminds me of a vision quest where Native Americans stand their ground for 3 or 4 days without food or water in one spot to find God. And that's what a lot of these people are doing. They got nowhere to go, or even if they got someplace to go, they're going to stand their ground here as a statement versus just a rally, anti-war rally, anti-establishment rally. They're saying something fundamentally is wrong and we need to create change, and the best I can do is stand my ground and demand change. So everyone's sort of doing it their way, and it's very exciting because people are expressing themselves and there's communication, there's dialogue, people are having conversations, their critical thinking is flourishing.
Does this remind you of the 60s?
Absolutely, and more so without the drugs. In the 60s there was experimental drugs and mind expansion, and it was very hippie and happy and friendly and musical. This is more intellectually grounded in the reality of foreclosures and banks. You know, it's basically the wolves are guarding the hen house, and we don't have a government anymore that has any oversight in our drug and our food and our transportation too. It's just bureaucrats feeding off each other. The SEC fines the guilty parties of the banks that pay fines, and it's like a laundromat of money laundering versus a real oversight of justice and what's right versus what's wrong.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm tired of right and left. I'm worried about right and wrong. Human rights, war is wrong, eco-friendly energy is right. You know, we want our country back. We want our Bill of Rights back.
Well, my name is Miles Literal. I'm a college student. I come from New York City Tech. My grandfather's name was Marcus McBroom, and he wrote speeches, I believe, for FDR as a youth. He was an African American. He went from nothing, and he became a doctor in this country. Of course, that was some 70-odd years ago or so, but I believe the same thing should be true for today. I've come here because I was curious as to what's going on. I wanted to see how willing Americans were to actually protest some injustice for once. Maybe they're inspired by foreign countries. This is a nation of immigrants. We all come together as immigrants under one truth and one dream. We want to achieve the American dream. We want to achieve peace for our families and money for our families. I was born in California. My mother, she just went back to California, and so I wanted to come back down here and see what it was like.
And have you been out to California to protest also?
No, sadly, when I was in California, this was before the protests started. I came here last year, I finished my high school, and even my high school was a high school of immigrants. I learned a lot about how immigrants see this country. And I hope with Americans out like this, protesting, that maybe the immigrants can turn around and not think we're just a useless people who go around bombing their country and making them homeless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes?
And why are you here today?
I'm here because I think this is a wonderful opportunity to raise consciousness.
that we're not alone, that this country was not made just for a particular group of people, that they are also Americans. I believe the Wall Street people are also Americans, and this is an opportunity to tell them, to knock on their door, knock on their consciousness, and tell them, you know what, you're wrong, let's share this whole thing. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to honor this movement.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here for a couple of reasons. I think that people here, Americans, a lot of them are fed up with the economic injustices that have been happening in this country, and the lack of accountability and lack of involvement of the common people in decisions in this country. And I think that a lot of people have suffered economic injustice, whether it's people that have been pushed out of their homes, whether it's people that have been overly taxed, and a lot of rich folks and corporations that haven't been giving their fair share to the public good. They profit off of us, but they're not giving their fair share to support jobs for us, right? And I see that you folks are coming from a union. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, we're from the ATU, the Amalgamated
Right,
Transit Union.
and there's been attacks against unions in this country in terms of attacking the working people, and I think that's really led by corporate interests. And I think if the most American thing you can do is to support unions, is to support working people, is to support people like us that are coming together as one. And it's about economic justice. It's also about social justice, right? And we can't ignore the realities that are caused by racism, by sexism, by homophobia, by these things. These are things that are related to the economic realities, because if you're on the wrong side of that oppression, you're gonna suffer. It's not just you get called names, it's also you make less money. And I think that's why I'm here, for economic and social justice.
Thank you.